Yeah, like I said, especially not our best start, I guess. They came out hard and we struggled with their forecheck. Couldn't get any clean breakouts and get any pressure on them, but I think last 40 we were way better. We competed harder. We made some good puck decisions out there, and we got some more zone time. And yeah, like you said, we were getting in front of Peter in there and made it harder on him.
What about Jonathan Bernier? What can you say?
Yeah, great. I mean, like I said, we didn't come out the way we wanted to, and they did have a lot of zone time and a lot of great A's, I think, too, in the first day. And he came up big. He he kept us in there and gave us a chance to come back and play better and win.
What do you guys still need to do better? I mean, especially because it looked similar to the start in Philadelphia, and even the problems getting out of your zone on the island. But what do you guys need to do to build on this?
I think all the time. I mean, they did come hard. They come hard down the walls, but we gotta, again, we weren't moving our feet like the way we want to do. We gotta come back and help each other and talk to each other. And I think we talked about that in between periods, and it made a huge difference. Just the way as a forwards we will be able to help the Ds when they go back for pucks if we move our feet and get back there.
When you get in for a deflection like that, you were in really tight near the goaltender's glove. Do you want to be that? I mean, do you want to be a little further out? I mean, because that did change direction right in front of the glove.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really think about that. I had to squeeze between the goalie and their D, so that was kind of the room I had to get in there, and then the shot came quick, so I didn't really have time to move out of the crease a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you got to be a little lucky too on those kind of tips.
Save the one that Hronek knocked off the line there off of Johnny's foot, and how big that was for the team as far as momentum goes, and that not going in the net at that point in the game.
Yeah, definitely that was big. I owe him a dinner, that's for sure.
Another busy night for you in this building. Just as far as the pressure they were putting on, why were guys finding it, from your perspective, and finding it so tough to get out of your own end at times?
Well, they put a lot of pressure, especially in the first. We'd get out and then they'd come back in and they put it behind our D, and it makes it tough for our D to retrieve pucks when they skate really hard, and then they would just kind of like circle, rim it to the other side and then keep rimming it. So it's like switching sides. So it was really hard for us to be on puck.
How much energy does that take, or how draining is that?
Well,
shift after shift, wave after wave.
It was hard. That first period took a lot out of us, but I thought our second we came out hard and we found a way to put a few in. What
did you like best about your game tonight?
I thought I was there when they needed me, especially in the first to weather the storm. I thought, I was seeing the puck well there in the first. So sometimes, I didn't feel I was as sharp tonight, let in a few rebounds. But, those nights you're just trying to stay in front of that puck and it hits you, and hopefully the D clears the rebounds.
Yeah, we all know that with Blash's message after the last game and in the locker room before the game, we all know we have to step up. And so many guys did tonight, and start with Bernie. Was unbelievable. He's been playing great, and we gave him some play in front of him, and they came out, had a good first 5-10 minutes, and we had a good road first period, and Bernie was solid all night, and I thought our D-core moved pucks, and I thought Frans Nielsen was the best player on the ice, and Enner, Rosie, and Furky played great too. So those guys, were great out there.
Franz's goal gave you the lead, but how big was Eriksson's goal to give you a little bit of cushion and a little bit of insurance at that point? Yeah,
we came out in the third, and the message after the second was we hadn't played our best hockey yet. So we came out and we did that. We had a couple chances early, and Big E throwing that one on net and getting a bounce, and we knew if we got in front of Peter's eyes that we were going to have goals from up high. So it was huge to get that 2-goal lead.
Dylan, how important was it to stay resilient too? Because you guys weren't getting out of your zone early on, and it looked like, is this going to be another Philly kind of? But having that resilience and sticking with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought we settled in. They came out hard, and we knew they always do here, and they get a ton of shots at home. So, we stuck with it. We played a great road game and stayed patient, capitalized on our chances, power play, and our goaltending was great. So, played our best hockey in the third period, and that's why we won the game.
Pretty much the first 3 goals all show the importance of having bodies in front of the net, or you guys' first 3 goals.
Yeah, it's something that since day one of training camp we've emphasized, and we got to make it hard on the other team's goalie. And we don't feel like we've done that with the amount of shots and the amount of bodies in front of the net in the recent 5 games. So we really had to focus on getting to the net, and it wasn't easy with their D, but we got there and scored dirty goals.
The start probably wasn't what you wanted to see.
No, the start wasn't good enough at all, and sometimes when you're in a bit of a losing stretch, that happens, and you got to find a way to grind out of it. Now, one of the biggest ways you grind out of it is by your goalie coming up big, and he came up huge in the first. And then I thought we got way better as the game went along. Actually, I thought momentum turned when we challenged the offside call and didn't get it. I thought our kill was great. It's happened one other time this year against Vancouver, and I thought after that we were way better. So, once we were committed, a little more committed to getting pucks behind, once we were a little more committed to getting pucks out of our end, we were a better team for sure. I thought we were faster in D zone, which is something we obviously concentrated on yesterday, and that was a big thing.
Net front presence on those goals too was huge.
Yeah, that's something we've talked about from the beginning of the year, that if we want to be a team that can score consistently, you just can't score on skill every night. You got to score dirty, and on all 3 of those goals, that's an example of scoring dirty. So we got to keep at it. I think we've been way better at it from about the 10-game mark on, and we just got to keep at it, and good for our guys to continue to buy into it.
What was your view of?
Yeah, no, Bernie was excellent. I thought he stood his ground. The one thing against this team is you got to stand your ground hard. They throw tons at the net. They're trying to score dirty all the time. It's not a whole bunch of pretty plays. It's a lot of dirty stuff, and you got to stand your ground hard. And I thought he stood his ground hard. I thought he fought through traffic great. I thought he found pucks really well, and he made big saves at big moments. We needed him to be great in the first, and he was.
What was your view of a Hronek play when he cleared the puck out of the crease?
No goal. That was my. I looked up and I think it was conclusive that it hadn't crossed the line.
Do you feel like you have a little more confidence in him right now?
I think Bill's played very well. I think he's done a real good job of not giving up much and playing strong. And he's very, very strong in his skates. And I think he's got pretty good poise under pressure. I think he's done a really good job. So yes, he's earning confidence game by game.